Good evening, traders, and welcome to Trading Wave cryptocurrency market weekly analysis. All right, guys, just a few announcements. We are currently running a special on our full course. Please, you can check that out on our website. If you wish to be part of our community, you can sign up there for our full course. We've got two options when you visit the website. We've got an option where you subscribe for 1 year, which is also on a 30%, and also the one where you subscribe for 2 years, it's also on a 30% discount. It is valid until the end of this month. So our course, or our next course, is starting on the 5th of September, where you get to spend 5 days with Victor, where you go on the theory part, and you also spend the rest of the days with myself and also one of our technical analysts, where we do the practical part. So upon joining us, you do get to have access on the pre-recorded course, which is an advantage that you watch it before you get to the live course. Right, so if you wish to contact us, you can visit us on our YouTube page. There is Trading Waves there. So if you go to any of our videos, especially the one that are for the weekends, you will see that below that you've got our contact details, also our social media pages, where you can also look at our work there. So just check that below there. You can also reach us out on WhatsApp and also on a Telegram with those contact details that you see there on the screen. All right, so let's get started and let's look at the cryptocurrencies. So I know many of the people are asking themselves, whether are we still, have we already bottom on a Bitcoin, or we still yet to see one more leg to the down side? So this is going to be carrying over from what I shared last week. So we have been looking at Bitcoin, that it should still continue the bearish move to the down side. I do apologize. I should have shared you guys the chart that while we focused at the market last week, or the week, the whole of this week, what we've been looking at. Right, but you can just view on that weekly outlook that we had last week. So now let's get started without wasting any time. Bitcoin, we are looking around this structure here. So the question is, have we already bottomed on the cryptocurrencies, or we still yet to see one more leg down? So if you've been following us, we have been talking about very likely that we are yet to see one more leg to the downside. So what we looked at last week was that this has a three-wave moves here, and you're looking at this here to have been our connector here, wave X, and we look at this here to have been our wave A, this to have been our wave B, and we were expecting that we should see this wave C extend higher. Now, when the week was opening, we saw that we are no longer going to see this leg to the upside here. So what we look at is this here to have been our wave A here, this to have been our wave B, and we look at this here to have been an ending diagonal to have been our wave C here. Now we have got this impulsively move. So what does this mean here? So now you will see that when I go to the rest of the other cryptocurrencies or altcoin that we covered last week, I want us to keep in mind this structure here that is belonging on Bitcoin when I cover the rest here. So Bitcoin, we are looking at this. It has given us this impulsively move after completing this W here, our wave X, this should have been our wave Y here. So it has given us this impulsively move to the downside, and we are looking at this here to have dropped in what appears to be a 5-wave move, or we yet to see this one move to the downside yet to complete the 5th wave. Then from there, we will be expecting that we see any pullback here. So any 3-wave pullback against this thing higher, we're still going to be looking for the bearish move to the downside on Bitcoin. So I'm not expecting that this should break the lows of or the price around 13,000 and trade beyond 12,000. But I want to share something here. If Bitcoin, for any reason, this decides to pull back here, let's say, for example, it gives us this 3-wave pullback, which will normally be around the 50% of this. That will mean we are looking at this here to be our wave 1, this to be our wave 2 here. So meaning that we'll still be looking for a 3 and a 4 and a wave 5. And if you were to put up that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 based on a Fibonacci levels, that will mean we are very likely that we are going to break below the 13,000 and trade as far as around the 12,000 mark. And if that does happen, that will mean Bitcoin will even have more room to trade to the down side. But for now, I'm expecting that if these guys give us a three-way pullback here, I'm going to be expecting to see the wave 3 and the wave 4 and this wave 5. Hopefully, it bounces off around the 13,000. From there, we start to see this move to the upside here. So this whole thing here, we have been looking at this year to be our wave 4, and we're looking for the last leg here to be our wave 5, which should be made up of the 5 wave moves internally there. I prefer to see this one here being a runaway market with no clear wave count there, because as this extends lower here, as soon as it starts to give us this three-way pullback here, then it will mean it is very likely that it will even trade beyond the 13,000 and trade as far as somewhere around the 10,000 mark. If it does that, that will even be telling that we should expect more bearish move to the downside. But for now, what you take in consideration when we come up to this new week, just expect to see any three-way pullback here against this year, which will normally come around the 56.8 of this level here. And then you should expect it, you should still see more bearish move to the down side. At least your first target should be around this swing low here. Right, so now let's have a look at the next one here. So what does this mean for Ethereum? Obviously, the two instruments are positively correlated. You would expect that if Bitcoin trades lower here, you should also expect that Ethereum should trade lower. So last week, you can refer to that video. We've looked at Ethereum to have given us this to have been a three-wave move to the upside here, this being our W here, with our wave X being an expanding failed corrective structure here. And we look at this here to be the last three-wave moves here. So this was the strategy we're looking at here. This to be a WXY here, and the expectation was for this one to drop. We've got this here to have been an impulsively move to the upside. Now, if we do get this here to be a three-way pullback against this swing high here, we can still look for the continuation move to the down side. We will be looking for the 5-wave move here to complete the 5th wave, which will probably can take us as far as around the $500. Then from there, we can look for this move to the up side. But we're taking one wave at a time. For now, all what we know is that any of the rallies against this year, be a 3 or 7, 11 swing, we're going to be looking for the bearish move to the down side to continue. Right, so let's have a look at Litecoin as well here. So Litecoin, the theme is the same with the cryptocurrencies across the board. We have been looking at this one here to trade lower as well. Yes, sometime last week we were expecting that this might be a trade as far as around this area here before it dropped, but we are still looking at this one here to have been an 11 swing sequence to the upside here. This to have been our W, our wave X, our wave Y here. This to have been our connector wave X, and this to have been the last leg, our wave Z. This being our wave 4 as well here. Now we are looking at this here to continue with the move to the down side. 3-wave pullback against this swing high here is going to be a continuation move to a downside on Litecoin. I'm not expecting this 3-wave move to be that deep, so we might just see this one here dropping from here. That won't be a surprise to myself, but all I'm expecting is for this one to still continue a bearish move to a downside, at least to come around $32. Then from there, that's when we can start to look at the possibility of a move to the up side. It will be the same as well with the Ripple. I do expect to see this one continue with a bearish move to a downside. So last week we were looking at this one to be a possible 11 swing sequence here, but it looks like we've only ended this year to have been a 7 swing sequence with a WXY corrective structure. This to have been a 3-wave move up here, 3-wave move to a downside, 3-wave move up here. This being a simple W here, wave X, and this to be our wave Y. And now the expectation is for this one to continue with the bearish move to the down side here. Now, somebody could ask, what could be the alternative structures here? I have not covered them, but I'm just going to cover this here on Ripple. We've had this here to be a W, wave X here, this to be our wave Y. I might not be surprised if this could just be our connector here. It has traded in a 3-wave move. If you look at the wave here in terms of the size, it is almost similar to this one here. There is just a possibility this can give us this structure here. Even though I do not like the idea, we have to see the similar structures to the rest of the other cryptocurrencies as well. But this could still be a possibility that this become our wave X here, and we still see this one to be making a move to the upside before the actual drop. That would have not changed anything. We would still be expecting to drop. It's just that it would have taken the route of being an 11 swing seconds. But for now, anything below this swing high here, I'm going to be expecting that Ripple should still continue with the bearish move to the down side. Now let's have a look at the rest of the other cryptocurrencies here. Last week we look at these altcoins here. Now let's have a look at Aave here. So Aave, we have been looking at this one here to be a possible bullish move to the upside here. Now if you look at this this structure here appears to be a leading diagonal. Okay, this appears to be a leading diagonal here. If you can get this one to trade as far as around these levels here, that would mean it will be invalidating the structure, and we will be very likely that Bitcoin and the rest of the other cryptocurrencies that we've covered here are going to give us this bearish move to a downside. But if you look at this one here, it appears to be a leading diagonal, so I'm going to be expecting that three-wave pullback, of which we've already got the first leg, which appears to be a wave A here. So I'm going to be expecting to see this to be a three-wave pullback and a drop, and against this swing low here, then I'm going to be looking for this bullish move to the upside. But for now, do expect that three-wave pullback against this swing high here should be one more leg to a downside. Then from there, we can start to look for a move to the upside here. Now let's look at CompUSDT as well here. So the theme is the same here. We are looking at this one to be a possible leading diagonal as well here. So we are very likely that we should see this one here to be giving us this three-wave move. I'm gonna show you another possibility on a Bitcoin here as well. Now before I end the session, I want to show another possibility on a Bitcoin. Now CompUSDT here, the theme is the same here. We're looking at this one to be a possible or to have already ended this wave 2 here, and we are looking at this here to have been a move to a downside. Any three-wave pullback here, we'll be expecting that we see at least a move that is going to be related to this one here. Then if we can get that three-wave pullback and then a drop against this swing low here, then we can look for CompUSDT to start to give us that bullish move to the upside. But it will be very nice if Bitcoin can show some signs of a move to the upside with all these altcoins. Those bullish moves that we are looking at will only be provided that Bitcoin starts to make a move to the upside as well. So the very same thing here with Dent USDT, where we've looked at this last week here to make a move to the upside. But as soon as we get these lows being taken out here, if we can get the price to come and trade around this area here, then we need to be careful. That will mean the rest of the other cryptocurrencies or altcoin, including Bitcoin as well, we will see a big bearish move to the downside. I don't want to see this structure, these bullish structures on these altcoins being invalidated. If it does that, Bitcoin will have a big room that it can trade lower. The very same thing last week when you look at Doge, we were expecting that Doge should start to make a move to the upside. Yeah, the view has not changed. What I'm trying to do here with this altcoin here is to track what will be expected on a Bitcoin. If you can get Doge to come around this area here, then you must know that the rest of the other cryptocurrencies are still going to continue with the bearish move to the downside. Now let's have a look at DOT here. So the very same thing that we covered on DOT last week, we were looking at this one to start to make a move to the upside, especially against this swing low here. So we are very likely that we've had this one to have been a leading diagonal as well to the upside. So we will be expecting that we should get this one here, not to come around this area here. Now this has traded not in a correctively here. Instead, it has traded what appears to be an impulsively move. Yes, we can get this one to pull back around these levels here, and then we still see this one more leg here. But if this can break lower here, then that would mean the cryptocurrencies are still going to see more bearish move to the downside. Right, so let's have a look at ICP here. So ICP last week, we have been looking for this one to continue with a drop, especially on the 4-hour time frame. We've been looking at this here that it should still continue with this drop. 5-wave move to a downside that we've seen it completed our wave A here, and this to have been our wave B. So of the altcoin, this is the one that is also looking very bearish here. So look at this to be our wave 1, our wave 2, this being our wave 3 here, our wave 4. It will be nice if we can get this one here to complete the 5-wave move to a downside, come around this area here. Then when that does happen, that's the only time we can consider to look for ICP to make a move to the upside. Now let's have a look at the rest of the other ones here. That would be Kusama here. Let's have a look at this on the 1-hourly time frame. That's why we've got a wave count being updated. So we have been looking at Kusama to also make a bullish move to the upside against this swing low here. So if we take this swing low here, then it will be giving us an idea that Bitcoin and the rest of the other cryptocurrencies might also start to drop. Right, so I want to take you guys back to Bitcoin and I'm going to show you something here. If you look at the rest of the other cryptocurrencies, we are having a possibility that we've had this one here to have been a leading diagonal here. This structure here. Now we also need to have a look at that. If is it possible for Bitcoin to be a leading diagonal? Is it going to be starting a move to the upside? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, we could have this to be our wave one here, our wave two, this being our wave three here, our wave four, and this not that not like that, excuse me guys. This should be our wave one here, wave two, this being our wave three, four here, and this to be our wave five. There is a possibility that we could have this one here to have been our wave one, and this is giving us an expanding fair corrective structure here to be our wave two. This to have committed our wave one here, this being our wave two, and we start to see this move to the upside here. Now, with this alternative view that I've just shown here, you do not have to go there and just start to buy Bitcoin because you've been convinced by these lows here that it has bottom. You still need to see here at least an impulsively move here. If you can see an impulsively move from these lows here, then you can start to look at the possibility of this one here to have been this expanding fair corrective structure here after this leading diagonal. Then once we do that, we get this one to correct here. That's the only time I can start to look at the possibility of this one to make a move to the upside. Right, so that will be an alternative view that we have on a Bitcoin, but I still like the idea that Bitcoin should still trade to the downside. Yeah, that has always been my view all along. Now let's have a look at ADA here. So ADA here, obviously would have expected that this was going to make a move to the upside there. And if you look at this structure of the rest of this altcoin, it is not convincing at all that we are going to see a move to the upside. Instead, it's calling for a bearish move. So we are very likely here that this could have been a three-wave move to the upside here. This to have been a start of a bearish move to a downside. This to have been a five-wave moves here, and this to have been a wave here. This could just be our wave one here. We have this wave two, and we have this one to still drop to the downside. Down. It's not promising at all that we should see ADA to be making a move to the upside. Now let's have a look at the next one here. That will be Binance. Before we can look at the last one, which will be Shiba. So Binance, the very same thing here that we would have expected, that it is making a move to the upside here. The structure, if you look at around this level, it is very or it is like what we saw on a Bitcoin here, but it does not look like it is going to drop here. Unless, of course, if this can give us these three-wave moves, if we can get this one to be a three-wave moves here against this swing low here, then we can look for this bullish move to the upside. But this all comes back to Bitcoin. So let's get Bitcoin to be clear with the direction. Then the rest of these other indices, or not indices, rather altcoins, will be easier to see what will be the direction. Now let's have a look at the last one here. That will be Shiba. Somebody requested that we look at Shiba here. So Shiba pumped up not last week, that other week here. It showed us this move to the upside here, but it has given all those gains back. But it is still trading above this swing low here. So as long as this is still trading above this swing low here, we are very likely that we're going to have this one to be making a move to the upside. But the one thing that I don't like to hear with the Shiba is that this move to the upside here from these lows here. I'm going to zoom into this structure here. From these lows here, this started, or this appears to be like a three-wave move structure here. And if it's a three-wave move, I'm looking at this here, that this appears to be like a three-wave move structure. And if this is a three-wave move, that will mean we are very likely that we are going to see this one here to be trading lower, meaning that it can just give us this three-wave bounce. If it does that against this swing low here, then this will be exposing that we see these swing lows to be taken out here. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys this week. If you like what we do, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on our social media pages. We do value your comments. Please leave us a comments there, and you can also like our videos. All right, so hope to see you guys with our sale that is running, which is very cheap, 30% off. Cheers, everybody, and have a good one. Trade safe and responsible. Bye-bye.